to my channel. I hope you enjoy this video. It was kind of like a get ready with me slash all these other things. So I hope you enjoy and thank you so much for watching. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have a very I do the same makeup routine. Every time I do my makeup, what I do is I like to have my hair out of my face. So I get like a little headband here. I wash my face about, say, 11:40. So I'm gonna just freshen up my skin a little bit because I am oily. I'm gonna use the Lancome Bifacial Face Cleanser. This is a micellar water. And just cleanse off my face because I did go outside and the air is really disgusting. Ew, my face was so gross. I don't know if you can see this. That just shows how dirty the air is outside. Oh. Okay, so I did wash my hands about 10 minutes ago. You always want to wash your hands before you touch your face. Very important, or else you're just going to be spreading bacteria all over the place. I'm going to use my moisturizer. This is the Sunday Riley Tidal moisturizer. This is really good for combination to oily skin. It's a very light moisturizer. I'm gonna use an eye cream before I go in and start my makeup. I just feel like it makes my concealer apply a little bit better and it brightens my eyes as well. So this is the C Tango Multivitamin Eye Cream by Drunk Elephant. I'm just gonna pat this around the orbital bone, which is right around here. And this has vitamin C in it, which brightens. I have some blemishes around here, and everybody knows that blemishes can get extremely dry. So for them to not look as noticeable through your foundation, you definitely want to make sure that they are moisturized and not dry and scabby. So I'm gonna use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This is a primer and moisturizer in one. I like to put this around the perimeter of my face. And what I'm gonna do is rub it into my hands a little bit and just go around where I have my breakouts, which is my chin area. And then also up here, I have a little friend. And then I'm gonna take the rest just around here because foundation likes to come off around this area, around my hairline. And then I use a different primer for my T-zone because I'm extremely oily. So for my T-zone, I like to use the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. This is one of my favorite mattifying primers. Okay, so next, I'm gonna be sure that my lips are moisturized. So I'm gonna use, you can use any chapstick that you have or that you like. I'm gonna use the Bite Agave Lip Mask. This is the mini version, and I love this lip mask. It's super, super thick, and I like to put it on before I go to bed because it really just sinks into my lips all night. So I don't always do this, but when I'm breaking out and I have a bunch of redness and dark spots, I do like to do this because it does help. I'm gonna use a green color corrector. This is by Sephora Collection. They have really, really nice color correctors. I'm gonna use this just around any redness that I have. Okay, so I like to just blend it in with my finger because I think it blends in a lot better. So green neutralizes red, which is why it helps with the redness. Now they have all kinds of different colors of color correctors. They have yellow, peach, red, orange, purple. I'm sure there's more, that's what I know from the top of my head. All those colors are for different reasons and different skin tones as well. So that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my foundation. Okay, so this is totally unnecessary, but I'm gonna use two different foundations today. First, I'm gonna use, this is the Hourglass Vanish Stick in the shade Golden Tan. And I'm only gonna put this around the perimeter of my face. Next, I'm gonna use the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation. This is the shade Medium 54 Cool. Kat Von D is one of my favorite foundations. I think normal to dry people aren't gonna like this foundation because it is very drying and it's very mattifying, which is why I like it because I have oily skin. It's also very full coverage, so that's also why I like it. And I'm gonna use the Morphe Highlight and Contour Beauty Sponge. I like to use this for my foundation. Like, it's so pretty, and it's like over half the price of a regular beauty blender. A regular beauty blender is like $20. I'm pretty sure this was like $7 or $8. Be sure you take your foundation up to your ears so everything is the same color. I really like to take time to blend out my foundation, especially with full coverage foundations, because I don't want it to end up looking cakey. Be sure you get to your hairline too, and then down the neck. So I like to usually just apply about one layer of foundation, because especially since this is full coverage, it's not necessarily a buildable foundation like the NARS foundations, and I think Laura Mercier is buildable, and Fenty. So I don't like to add like too much of the foundation, because I still need a little bit of coverage on the cheeks and where I'm breaking out, which is pretty much everywhere, but I can never get a break, like never. Alright, so I'm also using 2 concealers in this video. It's definitely not necessary. You can do whatever you like. First, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Light Medium, and I'm going to use that just to conceal extra places. Okay, so next I'm going to use the same concealer I used to conceal, and I'm going to just line it right under my eyes. I'm going to take the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla and just go right over this so it kind of helps brighten my under eyes a little bit. And then I'm going to take the same beauty sponge and blend this in. I also like to take some time to blend out my concealer. Alright, so next I'm going to set all my concealer that I just applied. So I'm going to be using the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in light. I'm going to use my beauty sponge. I'm going to bake my under eyes because it keeps everything in place a lot longer, and it makes my under eyes look a lot softer and airbrushed, which I like. Okay. So after I go ahead and bake and let this sit for, I know I look kind of crazy, I'm gonna let this sit while I do my brows. So I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony. So I went ahead and did this brow. Look at the difference though. I'm gonna go ahead and do the next brow, but I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Brow Brush in number 7. This is like the mini version of their brow brush. Okay, so moving on from the brows, I'm gonna go ahead and brush this baking powder off. And then I am going to set the rest of my face. I'm going to use the Tarte. This is the Amazonian Clay Matte Waterproof Bronzer in the color Hotel Hennis. I love, love, love this powder. It's so pretty and natural looking. Now I kind of to take it down my jawline. It kind of gives my jawline more definition. Makes it look a little bit sharper. So I like to take some translucent powder and drag that right under my contour because it cleans it up a lot, which I like, and it just makes it a lot more defined. Alright, so next I'm going to do my eyes. I am going to use some Primer Potion. This is an eyeshadow primer by Urban Decay. Next I'm going to set my primer real quick. I just use some translucent powder. So today I think I'm going to use the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia, Beverly Hills. I love, love this palette. It is so pretty and so natural. You can make so many looks with this one palette. You can do a natural look, you can do a glam look, you can do literally so many. I love it. I love it. I'm going to use the shade right here, Orange Soda, which is like a light orange cream color, like a dreamsicle color. And I'm gonna use a blending brush. This is by Morphe. And I'm just gonna take it pretty close up to my brow bone. And I also like to kind of take it all over my lid a little bit. All right, so next, I think I'm gonna use the shade right below it, which is Burnt Orange. It's a little bit, it's slightly darker than Orange Soda. And I'm gonna use this Morphe M433 brush. It's a little bit more tapered than the blending brush. And I'm gonna apply this directly into my crease. And I'm gonna blend upwards. I also wanna know why it's 40 degrees outside when it was literally like 70 degrees like 3 days ago. I'm so confused. Like, I'm so confused. After that, I like to take the same blending brush I used and use Orange Soda. That was my transition shade, and go back over that color. Kind of help blend everything out and add that transition shade back. Because sometimes I feel like the color fades slightly, so I like to go back in with the transition shade and blend everything together again. Also, I like to step back and look at my symmetry. Sometimes I take this shadow a little bit higher than this eye. Sometimes I add more color to this eye than this eye, so I like to step back and see real quick. And I'm gonna go back in with Burnt Orange on this eye. I'm gonna use the shade Rustic, which is this brown here, and take that right on the outer corner of my eye. I'm using the Morphe, what brush is this? Morphe M411. I'm gonna take Orange Soda again and add that one more time. So I'm gonna mix these two shades together. I'm gonna mix Fairy and Glistening together and apply that onto my lid. I'm using just like a small shadow brush by Sonia Kashuk. I'm not really sure how you pronounce her name. My camera was starting to get a little bit hot, so it shut off. But I did apply that eyeshadow here onto my lids. I'm gonna take that Rustic color and apply this right under my eye. It's gonna help my eyes look a little bit bigger. When you smoke out the bottom of your eye, it brings out your eyes a lot more and makes them look a lot bigger. Next, I'm gonna be using the Morphe E18. This is like a pencil brush, a little smoked out pencil brush. And I'm gonna use Burnt Orange. Smoke this out a little bit. I also added translucent powder on the outer part of my eye to kind of help with the shape, and it cleans up the outer part. So I'm gonna go ahead and brush that off. Sometimes if you take your shadow out too far, it will actually bring your eyes downwards instead of upwards. So I like to clean that up and kind of sharpen it a little bit. I'm gonna do my lashes off camera, but I'll tell you what lashes I'm using. So I'm gonna be using the Lily lashes in Miami. I'm gonna go ahead and apply these, and I will be right back. All right, so I have on my lashes. I'm gonna let the glue dry for a while because you still can kind of see the glue, but we're gonna let that dry. Next, I am gonna go ahead and add some inner corner highlight and some brow bone highlight. I'm gonna use a shade from the Nicole Guerriero palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is her highlight palette. I'm gonna use this shade here. It's called Forever Lit. Next, I'm gonna tightline the bottom of my eyes. So I'm gonna use the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk, which is just like a white shade. Okay, so I applied some mascara to my bottom lashes. I used the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and brush away all of this, my white beard. And I'm gonna apply some highlight. What a lot of people don't know is that you're actually supposed to apply highlight before blush. I used to watch Instagram videos and people would apply the contour, blush, and the highlight, but you're actually supposed to apply the highlight, then the blush. So adding the blush after highlight helps the whole blending and doesn't just look like a whole line of highlights. So I'm gonna use the Nicole Guerriero palette. This gold shade says Glow Getter, and I'm gonna use this pink shade as well and kind of blend it all together. I'm gonna spray this in the air and kind of run my brush through it. I like to do that because it makes the highlight apply. Whoa, I like this brush. I haven't used this brush before. Ooh. I'm gonna apply some blush next. I'm gonna use this Morphe Blush Palette. This is 9B and it has all these blushes in it. And I'm gonna mix these two shades together. I don't like to bring in my blush too far in because I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of lifting my face. I like to leave about 2 finger spaces or from my nose to right here. I don't like to bring it in any farther just because I feel like it makes my face look a little like brings it down, and I don't think it's very flattering for my face shape. I have an oval face shape, so you know, I kind of just like to leave it right on top of my cheeks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my lip now. So I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick. This is in the shade Trendsetter, and it's so pretty and just very neutral shade. Okay, so next I'm gonna apply some lip gloss. I love applying lip gloss on top of liquid lipsticks because it just looks so pretty, and it also makes your lipstick last so long. This is the Buxom lip gloss in the shade Trixie. Also, I forgot to say, I'm gonna set my face really quickly. I'm gonna use the Ben Nye Final Seal Matte Makeup Sealer. This is actually a matte setting spray. I don't like to use any other setting sprays just because I feel like they really never do anything for me except make my skin like 10 times more oily. This is the only setting spray that I actually like. It actually, you know, helps with my skin type. I feel like setting sprays are good for people that are like normal to dry, maybe combination, but with people that are oily, it's really hard to even find products that work. All right, so I'm just gonna curl my hair real quick off camera. So I'll be back. All right, so I just curled my hair, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of like a get ready with me slash a tutorial slash giving you tips slash I have no idea what I'm saying, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.